Shit, ain't nobody. Man. Oh, hey! Hey! I wasn't doing nothing. Not even, y'all ain't see nothing. What? What I was about to do there? Oh, I was about to, I was about to just turn on some TV. I had like a little itch on my thigh, a little itch, and that was it. But hey, how y'all doing? You see the title? We're just gonna go ahead and dive into the story time. We just gonna go, no, mind your business. We gonna go. What's good, YouTube? How you doing? I know y'all missed the face. I know y'all been missing me for some time, but I'm back now. Cause I'm up now. Do 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 do. No, y'all wasn't messing with that. Alright. Anyways, y'all see the title, y'all know what it is. Another story time for y'all. This story, my friend, is how I got caught doing the you know what in my room. And I got caught by my uncle. So let's go ahead and dive straight into it. With no further ado, this is how it happened. Take one! Alright, so listen y'all, I just want to make this abundantly clear. The story time I'm about to tell you is actually not the first time. Okay, well, okay. It's the first time I got caught actually watching it. But I got caught before this, and I'm gonna explain a little bit why to me it doesn't count. I still got punished for it, but we gonna dive into it. So when I was living at my aunt's house, I don't remember what age I was when this happened. I think I want to say 14, 15, a little bit older than that. But growing up, I wasn't really on like social media. I didn't really have a phone. I was really just a gaming dude. So I played 2K all day, literally 2K11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Even though 23, it's 20, yeah, 23, I'm sorry, 23 is out. But yeah. I used to just play 2K, Call of Duty, War on War, and Zombies. Like, I was just gaming. So I didn't really have like a phone or an iPad or nothing as a kid. I was just Nintendo 64s and shit like that was where I was at. But when I was living with my aunt, I had got an iPod for Christmas. And I want to say I was 14 or 15 when I got it. And so when I got my iPod, I started getting like social media. So I started getting Instagram, I started getting like YouTube, even though I was watching YouTube before on other stuff, but like I was getting open to social media. And back then, like in class, people would always make jokes, horny little kids. We would always make jokes, or they would always make jokes about, they would do this at home, they would do that at home. And for me, like, I never did none of that stuff. Like, to me, I never really knew what they were talking about, right? But, I could understand, like, I knew what they were talking about, but I personally never did it. So, like, I couldn't correlate with, like, some of the jokes or some of the things they were talking about, right? And I was really into sports. So a lot of times it was just sports, games, just living my kid life. But one day, I started getting a little bit curious. I think every kid gets to this point in stage in his life. They just get a little curious, you feel me? And so, one day, I went ahead, and then I went, and it from there, it was just like a normal thing. I'm like, I was going crazy, I started to actually understand the jokes, make jokes, because now, I was 14, 15, I started to understand like what was going on. I understood the feeling, I did the jokes. Woo! I was part of the group! Wow! Anyway, so one night I was on Instagram, right? And back then, a lot of fake accounts, and even now you probably might get them, a lot of fake like accounts with females on there with like barely any clothes on would follow me. And for some reason, one night, there was a random account that followed me. Wasn't a real account, but it was just an account of one female, just like, whew. And so, me, of course, being curious, I was just like, I was scrolling the account. At the time, I didn't realize it was a fake account. I was a kid, it was my first time. I was scrolling through the account and I was commenting. I was going crazy. Like, as a little kid, I was going crazy. I was scrolling, I was intrigued. And then without even a knock on my door, it just bust open, and it's my aunt. And she take my iPod. And when she take my iPod, she sees it all. She sees it all. She sees it all. I'm done. The reason why I say that's not my fault is because like I wasn't doing anything crazy, right? For me, it was just a random account popped up, I was intrigued, but I wasn't doing nothing crazy, but I still got grounded for an extended amount of time, right? I don't count that as my first because like, again, like I said, I just think it was like an accidental mistake, right? And I think it was taken a little way too far, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. And so after like months of not having anything, they gave me it back, right? And they were like, you haven't complained. We're hoping that you can do better this time, right? Woo, woo, woo. So I don't even want to say more than like a month went by. I don't even want to say more than a month went by before I actually got caught, right? And the way I got caught was in the weirdest way possible, I promise you. So it's like late at night, it's like 12, I got school at like 3, or not 3, I have school at like 7 a.m., but it's like 12, 1 o'clock, and I can't sleep. So what did I do? I went ahead, I cleaned my whole room. I rearranged it, I did my closet, cleaned out my shelves. Like, when I used to get bored at night, I used to really just clean and rearrange my room. So that's what I did. I cleaned, I rearranged everything. It took me like an hour and a half to do it. I didn't vacuum the floors or anything because everybody was asleep. I thought it was gonna be too loud. And mind you, how my aunt's house was, at this point in time though, I didn't make this clear. We moved from Maricopa to a different house, and it had like an upstairs, it had like a middle, and then it had like an downstairs. Don't really want to say underground, but it just had a downstairs, and me and my cousin's room were down there, and everybody else's room was at the very top, right? And so I finished rearranging my room, and the one time I'm just like, and mind you, I didn't do it at all until this time. I laid down in bed, I'm like, let me see what they're talking about. Let me. At the time, there used to be this very popular game. It was like Gun Bros or some shit like that. And pretty much, you had a character that would get guns and you survive rounds, and you can play online with like a supporting cast, so you can play with like the basic character. You just go around killing zombies, and like you go complete phases, and you can upgrade your gun, whatever. You play the phone sideways. So I loaded that game up, but then I switched to the because I knew if someone came into the room, they like, huh. And so I just finished relaxing. I lay down, I'm chilling, and then I turn it on, and out of nowhere, my uncle comes, opens up the door, and I quit. I switch. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm playing a game." I showed him the game. And he was like, "Give me your phone." And at this time, they had all the passwords. I knew, like, I wasn't smart enough to think, like, I wasn't smart enough to be like, let me delete this off the history, right? I wasn't that smart. Because they went through my phone, and because I didn't exit out of the tab or anything like that, they found me. They got me. They got me. We got another one. Lock them up. Lock them up. And man, let me tell you, it did not get any better from there. So they found it the next day, or even that night. I think my aunt came down pissed. I think she gave me, like, she was very disappointed, gave me a talking. And long story short, I pretty much got banned from having electronics for the rest of the time I was at my aunt's. I had a DS, and that was about it. Like, the DS was my best friend. I was able to play like the PlayStation and stuff. But as far as having my own personal electronics, like an iPod, an iPhone, or anything like that, I don't even think I have my DS the whole time. And I don't even think they realized I could watch videos. Okay, I wasn't watching videos on my DS, but like, I was watching YouTube. I watched the whole Dragon Ball. I watched all of Dragon Ball on my DS. And like how you used to watch it, on YouTube, it wouldn't even be full screen. Like, they would make a YouTube video and then have the video like super bottom at the middle, or super bottom at the middle. What the fuck? They would have the video at the bottom corner of the screen in like this little box. So it was never your full video. So now imagine watching a YouTube video of Dragon Ball on a 3DS and then having to pay attention to the little box in the bottom. Like, the grind for Dragon Ball was real. I don't know what y'all talk about. And so, yeah, from there, I wasn't able to watch it or have any more electronics while I was at my aunt's house. I eventually moved in with my dad, where they gave me my privileges back, but yeah, one day to just, the one time I was like, let me actually, and my uncle comes busting through the room. Now, y'all can tell me, do you think it was meant for him to come into the room? So like, maybe it was like, so I could get a teaching not to use electronics bad? Or do you think it was just like, they was just coming at me? Like they just wanted to check in? Cause I don't know if they was checking in every night. I just know the nights that I actually wanted to do something was when they were checking in. I think that's a sign. I think that someone was telling me like, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. And this ain't for you. And from then on, I stopped really watching it. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I never watched it after that. Like, dude gets curious, but now I got a girlfriend. I don't need to. Back then, like, getting females was hard, so I didn't need to. And so yeah, that's the story of how I got caught. You know, yeah. You feel me? Now, if you like the video, again, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment down below if you're new. We're dropping videos every day, whether it's gaming, vlogs, story times, whatever. And as I get more equipment and I can learn how to edit better, get better stuff, videos will be 10 times better. But right now, we making do with what we gotta do. So again, thank you for watching the video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And until next time, peace!